In 1966, it was time to go to work. I desperately wanted a paper route. I shared my aspirations with my buddy Tom Crompton, and he told me about his friend Brian Grove, who had outgrown his Pittsburgh Post-Gazette route. I contacted Brian and we made a deal for me to acquire his business. Little did I know that at the age of 11, I had already experienced the power of who. The book, The Power of Who, penned by Bob Beaudine, explains that you may already know everyone you need to know. After reading the book, I thought about the rest of the jobs I've obtained over the past 45 years. A better paper route, a massive Sunday-only one, came about because my dad's best friend's youngest son was ready to sell the route after it had been passed down sequentially by his two older brothers. This gem of a job came about only because I used my who, in this case, my dad. Now, we all understand networking. In fact, if you Google the word networking, you'll receive 442 million hits. Beaudine tells us that networking as we know it is crap. It doesn't work. Does it make sense when you're in a crisis like losing your job or facing a business downturn to reach out to strangers as in traditional networking? Instead, you should be turning to friends and family, those who know you best and those who care most about what actually happens to you. That's the power of your who. And through your involvement in the Pennsylvania Restaurant Lodging Association, you're constantly building the number of who's in your life. During my freshman year of college, I searched for a summer job. I researched the placement office job listings and sent out resume after resume. I had a lot of experience, having been a chef prior to entering college, but was having no luck finding a job. I was putting myself through school, so a job was critical to continuing my education. During a chat with one of my professors, he told me of a friend who might need help at his seasonal club and resort in the Adirondacks. Not only did that lead to a job, but it led to the role of executive chef at the club for the following 2 seasons. Without this chance encounter, I might not have finished school, at least not without interruption. But was it a chance encounter? The power of who raises the question, what if each of us had been given key relationships in our lives that have been specifically placed there to help us in ways we never imagined? And what if these special people were not just happenstance acquaintances, but were, instead, strategic relationships meant to be actively involved in helping us find that place in life we always dreamed about? A personal experience made me a believer when I received a call from one of the owners of the restaurant at which I'd worked during high school. I was in business in New York at the time, and he implored me to come back to my hometown to help out with his failing restaurant. After some deliberation, I agreed. That move afforded me 6 months with my dad before he succumbed to Lou Gehrig's disease, facilitated the meeting of my wife Brenda, and caused another chance meeting that brought me to Plano, Texas, which was the Longstreet home for almost 30 years. You don't need me to tell you that we're at a time when it's tough to succeed in business. Increased competition and increased government overreach into business makes it harder and harder to earn a living. Now more than ever, we need to embrace our who and recognize the power that brings. We need to look for the clues and follow the signs. By the way, after well over 30 years, I recently rediscovered Tom Crompton, the who of my first job in New Hampshire. The discovery came about through a seemingly chance conversation with a current who. I'm John Longstreet with another edition of the Longstreet Beat. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.